Hey guys, it's Alex Serpentine back again with another video on my series of videos about the roles or soul types in Michael teachings. If you don't know what a role is, it's a soul type that you maintain for your whole reincarnational cycle as you're going through the different soul ages and learning different lessons. So it's actually one of the most primary personality type systems to pay attention to because this stays the same for your whole reincarnational cycle. And it's not just for one life that you have these certain characteristics, but they're going to be there the whole time. So it's really interesting to pay attention to. If you don't know your role already, you can take my roles test, which is in the description of this video, and it'll tell you your primary role, your secondary role, and your tertiary role. And so in this video, I'm talking about the king, and I'll go into the details about the key characteristics, strengths and weaknesses, spiritual growth, and also looking at some other personality type systems and how it correlates with the Michael teachings. So it'll be fun to go through all that. So let's just get into it. So as an overview, the king is driven by a desire to lead, organize, and create order. They're focused on governance, strategy, and achieving mastery. They seek to inspire others through leadership and a strong sense of purpose. For archetypal energy, they represent the archetype of the leader, ruler, and strategist. They embody qualities of authority, decisiveness, and command. They're energized by organizing systems, directing others, and achieving large-scale goals. So looking at this chart here, this shows the roles by percentage of population. The king is 4% of the population on the planet. So they're the rarest role. The reason this is because they're the most exalted or cardinal role, which means they address the biggest groups. Think about like today, the modern example is Trump. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Trump, he's a king actually. So, and being in the position as being the president of the United States, which is pretty much the most exalted role you can take on the planet. Not saying that U.S. is the best, but a lot of people can look at it that way, I guess. Um, that's just an example of the king in terms of how much they deal with bigger groups and take the most exalted role. You don't need a bunch of kings in the population because you don't need that many leaders. As much as people who are the other roles like server, artisan, and warrior, which are more one-on-one focused. So yeah, 4% of the population, very rare, the most rare. Okay, so the primary motivations for the king is that they're driven to lead, organize, and achieve mastery in their domain. They seek to create order, structure, and effective governance. They're motivated by a desire to direct others toward shared goals. Their key traits are that they're authoritative and decisive, naturally commanding respect and authority. They're strategic thinkers, excelling in planning and executing complex tasks. Confident and assertive, taking charge in leadership roles. Goal-oriented, focused on achieving results and making impactful decisions. The positive pole is mastery. They lead with skill, wisdom, and fairness, creating order and empowering others to achieve their best. In the negative pole, it's tyranny, where they exert excessive control and dominance, ruling through fear and oppression rather than respect. Their strengths are that they have exceptional leadership and organizational skills, able to direct large groups effectively. They have a strategic mindset, excelling at planning and executing long-term goals. They're decisive and confident, capable of making tough decisions under pressure. They have charismatic presence, inspiring loyalty and motivates others to follow. Some of their challenges is that they can be overly controlling or authoritarian in leadership. They may struggle with delegating tasks and trusting others' abilities. They tend to prioritize results over personal relationships and emotional needs. So some of the things they can focus on for growth is to practice humility, stay open to feedback and diverse perspectives. They can balance control with flexibility, adapt leadership style to changing situations, and they can foster emotional intelligence, build deeper connections through empathy and understanding. Their spiritual path is to cultivate humility, practice self-reflection to stay grounded and open-hearted, balance power with service, use leadership skills to serve and uplift others, engage in mindfulness, developing inner calm and clarity through meditation and contemplation, encourage collective wisdom, seeking input and collaboration, valuing others' contributions, and embracing vulnerability, where they open up to deeper emotional experiences to enhance personal growth. Their interaction style is that they're directive and assertive, taking charge and providing clear guidance. They're authoritative, expecting respect and adherence to their decisions. They're goal oriented, focusing on achieving objectives within relationships. They're a supportive leader, acting as a protector and guide, offering stability. And they may appear distant, which they can prioritize tasks over emotional connection. So when we're talking about their compatibility with other roles, there's some notes like I have on each of them and how they interact with the different roles. With servers, the servers can offer dependable support to the king leadership. With artisans, artisans are drawn to the king's magnetism, but they can struggle with the king's aggression. With warriors, that's actually the most compatible combination for kings. Their both roles are action oriented, so they can appreciate that in each other. With scholars, they share a serious outlook and interest in world events. With sages, they're both leadership types. They work well together on outwardly focused projects. Priests, same thing. They're both leadership types, work best with separate spheres of responsibility. And with other kings, there's a mutual struggle for dominance. They work best when they have a shared vision and values. So across soul ages, the manifestation for the king and how they express themselves might be different as they're learning different lessons through the soul ages. As an infant soul, which is focused on survival, they establish basic order and structure within small groups or family. As a baby soul, which is a structure focused, they lead through adherence to traditional traditions and rules, creating stability. Young soul, which is focused on achievement, focuses on success, power, and achieving visible results in leadership. Mature soul or relationship focused, they guide others with wisdom, balancing authority with empathy. And in the old soul age or context focus, they lead with a focus on service, empowerment, and fostering collective growth. In work and career, they have certain things that they're really attracted to. First is executive leadership. They thrive as CEOs, directors, or high level managers. Entrepreneurship. They excel in starting and leading successful businesses. In politics and governance, they're effective in roles of political leadership or public administration. Military and law enforcement, they command in strategic and authoritative positions. And organizational strategy, they're strong in consulting, operations, and strategic planning. In family and community settings, they usually take a leadership role, taking charge and setting direction for family and community activities. They're a protector, ensuring safety and stability for loved ones and community members. They're a decision maker, providing guidance and making key decisions to benefit the group. They're a mentor, offering advice and support to help others grow and succeed. They're an organizer, coordinating events and initiatives, bringing people together for common goals. In leadership, they're authoritative and decisive, leading with confidence and clear direction. They're a strategic planner, focusing on long-term goals and effective strategies. They empower others, encouraging team members to take initiative and grow. They have organizational mastery, creating efficient structures and processes. And they're visionary, inspiring with a compelling vision for the future. A historical example of the king is Alexander the Great, who led vast military campaigns, expanding his empire with strategic brilliance. He demonstrated strong leadership and command, uniting diverse regions under his rule. He inspired loyalty and respect, known for his ambitious vision and decisive actions. So he was actually a young soul. So that's an example of the young soul. A fictional example of the king is Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. He leads with wisdom and courage, guiding his people toward unity and victory. He demonstrates strong authority in decision making, especially in times of crisis. And he inspires loyalty and respect through his integrity, humility, and sense of duty. Other kings are Christian Bale, Buddha, James Cameron, Sean Connery, Gal Gadot, Ryan Gosling, Jesus Christ, Steve Jobs, John F. Kennedy, Kid Cudi, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Patrick Stewart, Donald Trump, and Kanye West. So when we're looking at secondary role combinations, this is a slide that's talking about how we actually have a combination of different roles. We have a primary role, but we also have flavors of the secondary, tertiary roles. So we're not just one role. We have like a unique combination for each of us. So this slide talks about what a secondary role combination, how that would manifest a little bit differently for each case. So for the king server, it adds a nurturing aspect, leading with a focus on service and care. For king artisan, enhances creativity and leadership, innovates with a unique approach. For king warrior, it strengthens decisiveness, combines strategy with action-oriented leadership. For king scholar, increases analytical depth, leading with knowledge and well-informed decisions. For king sage, boosts charisma, communicates vision with enthusiasm and engagement. And king priest adds visionary qualities, leads with a focus on spiritual or moral guidance. So now the next few slides are about its correlation with other personality type systems and archetypal systems. This slide's about the cognitive functions from MBTI. Here are the ones that align the most with the king. They're definitely a big fan of extroverted thinking, which focuses on efficiency, organization, and achieving strategic goals. They also like introverted intuition, which helps them develop long-term vision and strategic planning. They can also appreciate extroverted feeling, which guides with authority while maintaining harmony and team morale. They can also benefit from introverted sensing, which utilizes past experiences to inform present decisions and maintain order. So, given those cognitive functions, here are the likely MBTI types. ENTJs are really aligned with the king. They're strategic, commanding, and excel in leadership and long-term planning. It's a combination of extroverted thinking and introverted intuition. INTJs could also fit. It's introverted intuition first, and then extroverted thinking. Visionary, focused, and with the strategic approach to achieving goals. That's INTJ. ESTJ can apply too, which is extroverted thinking with introverted sensing. Practical, organized, leads through effective management and structure. ENFJs could also fit if they're more on the feeling side, which would be extroverted feeling with introverted intuition. They'd be charismatic, leads with a focus on both strategic vision and people management. So some likely Enneagram types for the king. The type 8, the challenger, really does fit deeply with this. They're assertive, decisive, and driven by a need for control and leadership. The 3 is really big too, the achiever, goal-oriented, focused on success and recognition in leadership roles. Type 1, the reformer, also fits. The principled, strives for order and improvement through leadership. And type 5 can sometimes fit. The investigator, the strategic, values knowledge and insight to make informed decisions. Some likely zodiac signs that really align with the king are Leo, which is confident, authoritative, natural leader, and seeks to inspire others. Capricorn, which is disciplined, strategic, focused on achieving goals and building structures. Aries, which is bold, decisive, enjoys taking charge and leading initiatives. And Scorpio, which is intense, powerful, strategic, with a strong sense of control and leadership. If you want to find out what your actual zodiac signs are, like your rising sign, your moon sign, your sun sign, I'd recommend checking out your Vedic astrology chart, which is actually astronomically accurate today. Western astrology used to be astronomically accurate when it was first created, but it's now out of touch with the constellations, what's happening astronomically. So I wouldn't recommend checking Western astrology. I'd recommend looking at your Vedic astrology chart to figure out your sign placements. So there's this other system, the Aura Colors, which is presented by Pam Osley. She wrote a book called Life Colors that goes into the Aura Colors. One of the Aura Colors that fits most with the king is Violet, which is visionary, inspires others through leadership and a strong sense of purpose. Green also fits, which is a mental aura, is organized, strategic, and focused on practical leadership and structure. And then red also fits with the king, which is energetic, assertive, and driven by a desire for control and power. So here are some reflective questions you can ask yourself to see if you're a king. If you say yes to all these, you might be a king or have some king secondary or tertiary influences. Do you naturally take charge in group situations and enjoy leading others? Are you motivated by a desire to create order and achieve long-term goals? Are you comfortable with making tough decisions and guiding others towards shared objectives? Do you find fulfillment in organizing, strategizing, and seeing your plans come to fruition? Are you driven to inspire and empower others through your leadership? If you say yes to all these, you might be aligned with the king on some level. So to summarize, the core role of the king is a focus on leadership, strategy, and creating order. Their strengths are that they're decisive, authoritative, strategic thinkers with strong organizational skills. Their challenges are that they can be overly controlling, needing to balance authority with empathy. Their growth focus is to develop humility, foster collaboration, and build emotional intelligence. Their spiritual path is to use leadership to serve and empower others, balancing power with compassion. So that's everything I wanted to talk about for the king. If you want to learn more about the king role or any of the other roles, I recommend reading this book, Seven Personality Types by Elizabeth Puttick. It's the best one I found that goes the most in depth to each of the roles from Michael Teachings. And if you don't know your role yet, like I said earlier, you can take the roles test that's in the description of this video to determine your primary, secondary, and tertiary roles. So that's it. You also have some other videos on each of the other roles if you want to learn more about the other roles. But that's everything I want to present in this video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.